Hello, friends, and welcome to another Powered Arena Cube Draft. If you're new here, my name's Cody Lee. I upload a brand new draft video every single day. If that's something that interests you, I'd love to earn your subscription, your likes, your comments. Get down there, tell the robots you enjoy this type of content. As it is, we're going to be starting off this Powered Cube Draft with a Llanowar Elves, one of the most powerful Powered Cube cards. There is a Golos. We did a really fun Golos draft the other day. Honestly, I think Fable of the Mirror Breaker might be the card that I should be taking. I've not played it before, so that's why I'm kind of like wavering over here, but I do think I'm just going to start with Llanowar. There's not a ton of good green here. I mean, Leovold, Sylvan, and Boseiju are all alright, but nothing insane. So let's start with Llanowar, and let's see what happens with the Llanowar. Ooh, we're going to follow that up with probably one of the better green cards, Bristly Bill. Llanowar into Bristly Bill, we're going to be playing some low to the ground, aggro-y style deck most likely. There's a Virtue of Persistence, which I do just love the Virtues. Extremely cool cards. I know Showdown of the Scalds is also very, very strong. Staff of the Storyteller I think is strong as well. But yeah, Bristly Bill is going to be kind of what we're looking to do in this style of deck. And I say this style of deck, we've drafted 2 green cards. Let's be real. We're going to follow that up with a 3rd green card here and just kind of really cut the green, if I'm being realistic here. Raphelos is going to be good for us. Force of Will, Preacher of the Schism, both interesting. There's a Tishana's Counterspell and Force of Will in this pack, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Raphelos. Ooh, and we're going to be able to follow Raphelos up with a really good one, Eladamri. So Eladamri is a 3-mana 3/3. Look at the top card of your library anytime. You can cast creature spells from the top of your library. And then you can tap to untap creatures you control, reveal cards from your hand or the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, you put it in your battlefield. So basically you can tap it and your 2 elves and play anything you want for free. It's insane. Luris would also be very good. I mean, honestly, we only have permanents that are less than 2 right now, so that might be alright. But I think this is going to be, I think Eladamri is going to be really good. Here we are going to be base green. So Knight of the Reliquary might be interesting for me. Sacrifice a forest or plains, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. So being able to sack and go get whatever you want is good. There's an LED here, which we're not in the LED style deck. There's an Iron Shield Elf, which is interesting for a little bit more aggro-y style. I think Knight of the Reliquary is just a little bit stronger. But we'd probably rather have the Lush Portico before we have the Knight of the Reliquary. So let's take the land. Let's take the land. Follow it up with an Arwen, Ancient Tomb, or Lotus Cobra. So Arwen's 3-mana 2/2, enters with an indestructible, so it can't be destroyed. Pay 1, remove that indestructible counter. Another target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter and lifelink on that creature, and the same on Arwen. So this becomes a 3/3 and something else gains it. Pretty good. There is a Crucible of Worlds here. I do think I want to take the Crucible. Lotus Cobra, though. I mean, Crucible's just really good. Especially if we get the lands that we want to get for it. So let's take the Crucible and keep an eye out for the lands. Here is a Life Death. The Death is kind of what we would be looking for. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Returning some of the big creature cards is super nice. There is Worldspine Worm. We're not going to be playing Worldspine Worm. Honestly, the Legend of Roku might be interesting interesting as well. Sorry, interesting too. But I do like Life Death as a card. Witherbloom. There's a Bolas's Citadel. We're not going to have enough black to make that really good though. As is Bossing Say or Witherbloom Command. Non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. So this can destroy some things, which is useful. I do think something like Elvish Reclaimer might be a little bit better, especially with Crucible of Worlds. There's a Golos. There's also an Expedition map. Sylvan Safekeeper is also interesting to me. Let's take the Sylvan Safekeeper. Especially with Crucible of Worlds in the deck, we're probably going to want to be Sylvan Safekeeping. Here, we're going to take the Willow Rush Verge. It's at least green. Maybe we end up in Bant. And we've got a low to the ground green deck right now. This is kind of what I would want to see in a green deck to start off with. Thornspire Verge. Taps for red, this taps for blue. Green is their secondary. Coalition Relic, Haywire Might. I mean, there is a Questing Druid. Questing Druid could be interesting. But this is for non-green, so let's take the Coalition Relic. Knight of the Reliquary. Knight of the Reliquary gets us a little search. And then there is an Arwen. Ooh, and Legend of Roku came back around. That's kind of cool. Now, what are we looking at here? There's a Tifa and a Nadu. Arwen's probably not here. Life Death is like a 2-drop realistically, and Coalition Relic's probably not getting played if I'm being real. But Nadu is going to get played. Nadu's just very strong. We'll keep an eye out for the artifacts that combo. We do want to keep an eye out for fetches and things like that as well. We're exclusively 1, 2, and 3 drops right now. That's nice to see. Honestly, a pretty good spot for us to be in, I feel. But we need to keep an eye out. Bloodstained Mire, Black Red, 2 of the colors that we're not, which is kind of sad, but Breeding Pool taps for the colors that we want. So we're going to take the Breeding Pool here. Having the mana we want is really, really important. Mox Diamond is also very interesting for us. I mean, honestly, Virtue of Loyalty would be very interesting. I like the idea of Mox Diamond though, so let's take the Mox Diamond. Burial Rites is also very, very interesting for me. But yeah, let's take the Mox Diamond because it's one of the strongest cards in the pack. You gotta recognize, taking the strongest card is sometimes the, point. Here, I think we're gonna take the Spara's Headquarters. We do want the lands. Right now, we're not going to be playing the Thornspire Verge, if I'm being realistic. I haven't seen anything like Ice Till or Ramming Up. I haven't seen Strip Mine or Wasteland. And that's a little bit disconcerting, you know? We have also missed a lot of the 1-drop elves, which makes me think we may be hard indexed a little bit early. But our first, cards in green were really, really strong. So the fact that we hard cut green this direction and we're getting just not really well rewarded for it, it's kind of sucky. Modo Dorico, Maxon, Morwraith, Mabedium. I'm not going to try. Rain 919, Alpide, and then me. There is an Escasteria, but there's also an Ouroboros. Restless Cottage, Botanical Sanctum, both might be interesting. I would love this Escasteria, but Ouroboros, one of those. Ooh, and there are the 2 that I wanted. Craterhoof, Ouroboros, the 2 big ones. Rafine's Tower, Elspeth I would love to have. But we're going to take the Craterhoof. There's really no replacement for Craterhoof. And Ouroboros is I don't know, man. Maybe I talk about this card too much because it really is a Dies to Doomblade kind of situation. But it comes down, it gives everything on their board a counter. If you're playing elves, if you're playing green, you generally have these small dinky things that now get buffed up and are relevant. It's just a very powerful, powerful card in my opinion. I do agree that when it enters, it doesn't necessarily do anything though. You don't gotta make your arguments to me. I understand. Ooh. So Fabled Passage only searches for basics, and I would preferably not have a ton of basics. I do think the Noble Hierarch tapping for all 3 of our colors is going to be a little bit better, but the Fabled Passage is very, very interesting to me. I would also love the Questing Beasts. Territorial Kavu or Grist. I mean, there is a Sarah Paragon. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land card from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Yeah, like, let's take Sarah Paragon here. Here's a Tifa. I'll take the Tifa. I mean, hell. Put them in a situation where they're a little bit scared. You know what I mean? Still no ramming up, still no Ice Till. Still cutting the Thornspire Verge. But we're pretty solidly bant. I like Sarah Paragon well enough. I just love Craterhoof. I was around when Craterhoof first got, like, released. You know, maybe we play the Figure of Fable. Restless Vinestock, we will play. All of these lands do make Rathalos a little bit worse, except for this, this, and this. Those 3 lands are all for us. But the Verges and the Vinestock, not as great. Dak fading to the side. I don't want Dak stealing my Crucible for all of my fetch lands that I've got over here. We'll take the Botanical Sanctum. I don't know that we'll use the Botanical Sanctum, honestly. These Surveil lands are just so well designed. I appreciate that so much. Echo of Aeons, sure, put it in the sideboard. And I will say we're looking at 17 playables with 7 lands right now. Ooh. Razor Verge and Botanical. It's kind of crazy. No power. There's a Saz's Chocobo and a Verdant Catacombs. There's also an Uro and a Primetime. It's worth noting, I do think I'm going to take the Primetime here. Primetime is just insanely strong. I want 4 cards from this pack to come back around. Yeah, but we're going to take Primetime. Here. Ooh, there's a Minskin Boo and a Stoneforge Mystic. We don't have any artifacts, but there's also a Caracas and a Summon Bahamut. But Minskin Boo is so good. We just don't have any red. Do we have a Thornspire Verge? Sure. Like, bruv. Yeah, we're going to take the Caracas. Marsh Flats. The Ramming Up Excavator is really something that I want. But Marsh Flats currently gets Lush, Portico, Spara's Headquarters, and then Plains. Thornspire's gone. And we need fetches, man. We'll hope Ramming Up comes back around. There's a Mystic. I mean, there's also a Nissa and an Exploration, which, I mean, you may play any number of lands, or you may play an additional land. Let's grab the Elvish Mystic. I don't think we want the... I mean, honestly, let's grab the Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp goes really well with Nadu. I almost forgot about the Nadu, and I'm being real. We'll take the Field of the Dead. Savannah. We're at playables. We are not nearly at playables. Heritage Reclamation. But we need this Savannah, right? Yeah, we're taking Savannah. We're gonna get playables back around. Don't worry. Hopefully. Titania. We have some ways to sacrifice lands. We'll take Titania and we'll play it. Badgermole is good. Scythecat's also pretty good. Land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Sure. Badgermole gives us mana ramp for all this stuff, though. We don't need a ton of mana ramp, though, honestly. So let's grab the Scythecat. The Fanatic of Ronas. Perfect. Okay, we only need one more playable. We'll get there, guys. I don't know why you were all worried. Fingering Souls. Are we playing a Summon Bahamut or a Beza? We didn't get a Green Sun. We didn't get a Natural Order. So someone was definitely in green. We are going to take the Beza. And this is our deck right now. Winds of Abandon is interesting. We don't have removal in this deck currently. Ooh, Life and Death needs to be cut. We'll play the Sirach, though. Arwen. Elvish Mystic. Yeah, now we're looking at making like one cut. Consult the star charts can go in the deck. Mox Diamonds, a land, Temple Garden will play. Expressive Iteration over there. Okay, so what are we cutting here? We're probably cutting that Arwen that I just put in. I mean, honestly, we can keep the Arwen. Consult can probably be cut. One of these lands is going to get cut. Yeah, that island's cut. And then we cut like... We cut like Knight of the Reliquary, right? Crucible doesn't really do anything for us except for Marsh Flats. So we want the Knight and the Crucible both in the deck. I think it might be Figure of Fable that we're cutting. I mean, I might also just be Beza if I'm realistic. Let's cut the Beza and be beyond brand for this. I like this one though. We finally got like the Scythecat Cub, Bristly Bill stuff, and Tifa. So I'll take it. We're gonna keep this. I'm gonna play Forest and Figure of Fable. Pay 2 life. You got a counter spell. Mana drain. Well, that sucks. Oh, that's a lot better. A 3/4. End turn. I'll use this to fetch the Tri-land next turn. Actually, we'll fetch the... We'll put that in the graveyard because we can crucible it. Do I want to pump this for 3? No. I do want to play an Arwen though. We'll play a tap land. Elf Noble Arwen, the Mortal Queen. I want to have 3 mana up. Orcish Bowmasters. I'm gonna take 5. I gain a little bit of mana. I can't level that. I'm gonna grab a Field of the Dead next turn. A Legend of Korok to draw. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, Orcish, whenever this enters, whenever opponent draws a card except the first one. Ooh, 2 top, 1 bottom. That's sad. Yeah, so I'm gonna play the Crocus. I'm gonna get in with both of those. Gain some life. End my turn. I get to scry 2 and draw, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have 8 mana next turn. I can also turn this into a 7/8 with protection from my opponent, so there's that. If this goes and gets a board wipe, if they want to wipe their full board, they can. Alright, Craterhoof coming down. You're gonna pop the memory jar. We're drawing 7. So annoying. Really good card. I've got 12. You have to block there and there. We'll play out the Crucible, our Skull Clamp. He's out of the Saga, now they have a 4-3. Okay. Can't block or be blocked. They can block with all those things, so no attacks on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Needing to tap the Caracas kind of sucks. Okay, so I am going to equip this. Now we're just going to attack for 12. We get another zombie. That becomes 12. 3, 4, 5. Takes 10. Lethal? Does one of these have lifelink? They do not. Nice. Solid game. That's what we call gathering the magic. Now let's see if we can keep that run up. I'd like to see a nice like Tifa 2, Bristly Bill 3 with fetch land, pumping up Tifa. We don't have any power, but we do have some powerful openings that we can get. This will keep. We're gonna play the Figure of Fable. Okay, okay. I kind of like where this is going, honestly. I'm going to counter the Bristly Bill. No? Okay, nice. Mix and match and lands here. Ooh. I'm going to save the Caracas just to save Bristly Bill just in case. to Shauna's Tidebinder. Okay. Get this Sirach out. No text. The thing is, I can Caracas him back, and I'll be able to reuse him. Teferi strong.
Let's slow this down. Hold that thought.
So we are going to play. We're gonna attack. Get rid of the Teferi. Happy for that. We'll graveyard that. And play this. Alright, so we have a 6/3 Sirach. We have a 1/1 Elvish Mystic. They've got 6 land in play. Sirach dies, we draw 2. We might be able to prime time next turn. Ooh, getting rid of the Teferi was really good. Thank goodness. Exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control. You gonna do something to Sirach here, friend? Get to return that to my hand, sure. And then I'm gonna prime time. And take that action to go get Field of the Dead and Lush Portico. Double trigger on Field of the Dead. Love that. Sure, put that land in the graveyard. Maybe this is the style of green deck I need to be playing. Ooh, Snapcaster to for Get Lost on the primetime. Fair. And you can bounce the Snapcaster to not really do anything. That's something at least. Okay. Good game. They're looking at this board, they're like, I don't want to play this anymore. I kind of respect it because we had a lot going on. This is a fun one, guys. I'm really enjoying this deck. I don't know that it's good, but this is probably one of the better feeling green decks that we've had. If we had Natural Order, I think this would be one of the best green decks we've had. Natural Order and Green Sun are just so strong. Opponent goes first, and we cannot cast green. We're gonna keep. Which card are you gonna see? Elvish Reclaimer. Uh-oh. Nadu and Skull Clamp. Oh. I've got nothing but, well, a spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. So I can make anything I have cost 2 more. This is a decision I can see them taking some time with. Okay. Hit me with a fetch land next turn. Ooh, okay, that's good. Elvish Reclaimer and Scythecat Cub coming both down. Are they going to bolt the Elvish Reclaimer? That's my question. Honestly, that was kind of my expectation. Although the fact that they're solidly 3-color. Uh-oh.
Witness the ties that bind us all. The land fights for us.
No blocks.
Do not test me.
You got me, friend. I needed the lands. I should have probably mulliganed. That was a rough keep. I get greedy, guys. Sometimes when you're playing Magic and you're looking at hands like that, you gotta be a little bit greedy. It's fun. It's much more fun when you're able to at least go hard on something like that. Anyways, this week in improv, we played a game called Foursquare. You guys remember Foursquare when you were kids? Like, super young. It was one of those games that I remember playing in the elementary school parking lot. There were a couple different games that were similar with, you guys have the one with the big basket on a stick that you had to throw a ball into and it would bounce around and fall out one of the 4 holes into one of your squares? It was similar to Foursquare, but Foursquare is bouncing balls back and forth, not throwing balls into the little basket thing. Do you guys have, the more I'm starting to think about like childhood playgrounds, do you guys have those little spinny chairs? Remember those? I remember getting thrown off a spinny chair like 500 miles an hour or something. We're going to keep this. We're going to use this. We're going to go fetch a Savannah. And we're going to play a Figure of Fable. Sylvan Safekeeper and Nadu is actually kind of a combo. Sacrifice land, target creature you control gains Shroud. Eladamri is pretty insane. Now, mind you, this is a tapped land, so that kind of sucks for me next turn, but... it is what it is, you know? A Jit? Sure. So yeah, we're just gonna play the Nadu. Next turn we can Arwen. Holy crap, are we popping Expedition Map to go get our Tolarian Academy right now? Draw. Ugh, tap land, really? Ooh, a plains. What you got going on now? Portable hole. I'm going to resolve that, and then I'm going to target a creature I control, and we're going to sacrifice Field of the Dead. Yay, I countered your portable hole. Nice token. I can tap two untapped creatures, which are going to be these two. This comes in, gives everything +5/+5. This is an 8/8. This is a 10/10. He's got a 1/1. Sure. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this. Tap, tap. My hand. Good game, friend. Feels pretty good. Bristly Bill into Nadu? Who knew? Who knew? Maybe this is the style of green deck you need to be playing. Honestly, maybe I get so greedy, friends. It's like a kid on a playground. You're like, yeah, let's start throwing rocks into the big basket. And then the rocks start coming back down. It was so much fun when you threw them, but hopefully they don't come out your hole and hit you in the face. I really hope you guys can imagine what I'm talking about here, because if you can't, that statement's absurd. Don't clip me. We're not talking here. Get out of here. I'm just ditching my This is the kind of hand where I'm like, okay, bet. Okay. And a Retrofitter Foundry. Dang, they've got a nice hand too. We're not going to attack with the 3/3 that they can kill. A Grim Monolith. Ugh. Surveil 1. Do I want an Arwen? Not really. I wish we had Ice Till Explorer in this deck. Then again, if we draw an Ouroboros next turn, we're in a great spot. If we draw Fetch Land, we're also in a great spot. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. We're gonna cycle that. When we cycle it, we can play it from the graveyard. And play the Sirach. Beginning of the next end step. Each player discards their hand and returns their hands. Yeah, so I get to discard all this. Now, mind you, that means if they trigger Sirach and I draw, it's another discard for me, which kind of sucks. What could be worse? This gives me 3 lands to play. You're going to be able to tap all of their shit for blue.
I train every day. No one is more prepared than you. Meditate and prepare.
4, 5, 6. If I top deck Crater Hoof, I win. I'm pretty sure. Certainly got a lot to play. We might be losing this one, friends. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We need an untapped land. Jeez. Waited to play that pretty late. We're just gonna go next. Our opponent had it. They had kind of the nuts. It happens, it happens. We did puke our hand out real early, which was kind of cool. We stalled out pretty quickly after that. I mean, Murmur Twin. 94% Dauntless Drafter. Let's do it. We'll keep. We'll go fetch oof. If they don't have interaction, we should be in a good spot. Ugh. No blocks. If they don't have removal for Ouroboros, we should be alright. Green Sun, if that's their own Ouroboros, we might be in a bit of a rough spot. Actually? I'm actually just like, this is I'm a little salty, okay? Indestructible and Lifelink does something for us. They're just pumping all of their shit so much. And that's gonna... So that's 9 getting over. I'm healing for 5, 10. So I'm healing for 10 up to 13. I just hit him for 20 right there. Oh, that's gotta feel bad for him. Sorry, I was looking at that. I completely mind blanked right there. I know I went silent. Forgive me for that one. But, ooh, nice. I think that's me finishing the mastery track, probably. Yane, Magus of the Arena. I haven't seen that one. We're gonna keep this. And then next turn we'll be able to play the Sarah Paragon. Or pump this twice. Nothing. Nice. Oh, they're gonna Fury. Wow, that sucks. Actually? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Next turn we'll be able to Sarah Paragon. If they can kill it, it sucks. We'll play the Sirach, and then next turn we'll play the Sarah Paragon. Okay. Yeah, we need to start getting in. He's gonna attach a Cult Skull most likely. Discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. He's probably got some big demons and probably a reanimate or something in there. Get him low enough so he can't reanimate. Ugh.
We will break evil's bones, unless it's bone that we are large and in charm magic.
Legendary creature.
We have master.
Whew, good game. I'll take it. I'll take that one real damn good. 5-2. In that nice and sweet spot. Which, by the way, guys, I don't know if you can like look people up. I don't know if this is something that you guys care about, but I am on 17 lanes. I haven't looked at my own stats in a hot second, but I am up there, and I do plan on going and looking at my own stats. I'm curious. I mean, probably looks like I'm a little kid getting pushed around on a playground, honestly. But I've been doing pretty well with Cube, I think. I know you can kind of dive into like stats of your decks and stuff like that in 17 lands. It's probably something I should dive into a little bit more because I know the stats are super cool and I enjoy honestly looking at stats a whole lot. So I'm curious. Penny at party. Um we'll keep. I'm gonna play a Lush Portico. I'll leave the Scythe Cat on top. Ooh, plane cycling for a big old dragon. Okay. We want to go get a probably a Spire Set Covers. Now I'm attacking with this 5/6. And I want to play an Elvish Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary next turn. To be able to do some more land shenanigans. Yeah. I'll take the Path of Exile on my Figure of Fable, I suppose. And hit the Scythe Cat Cub too. Oh. And it's an exile effect, that's kind of funny. What are you doing, friend? Oh, discarding a Chain Lightning? Yeah, Sirach and Tifa. Tifa's scary, man. Quarry Steelcutter. Oh, do they have a burn spell? Sure, no blocks. And we're going to play the Elvish Reclaimer. And then we're going to get in. Be scared of the Tifa, man. Who was he going to Chandra neg 3? Either the Tifa or the Sarah.
You needed my help.
I think he has to hit the... Yeah, sure. So we're going to Z, or control, so that we're in full control. Resolves. We're gonna auto pay. Resolve. We're next. Next, attack. Here. Boom. Awesome. Now we're gonna fetch. When we fetch, we're gonna go get an untapped land. And we're gonna tap to sack. Getting rid of probably, yeah, just botanical. To go get. Yeah, like Field of the Dead or something like that. Hit him for 12. End turn. You're down to 1. You can exile the top card, deal 2. I've got a couple of blockers. And you're down. I wish I had another fetch land, which is a little bit sad. We don't need to be in full control anymore.
This'll be easy.
I'm gonna do a bunch of discarding. Ooh, Monastery Mentor. Okay. Two, 4, 6. And 7. I'm gonna burn spell in hand. Yeah, I don't think we're blocking that. I also don't think we're winning this. We're gonna go there, attack. Sacrifice the plains. We're gonna Restless Vinestalk, sure. And hit him for 4. Nothing we can do. Good game. Yeah. That was a pretty good red-white deck, honestly. Letting that Evora hit us a few times in a row was not great. Did not feel good, honestly, but hey, it happens, it happens. Claim that. Let's go open those packs too. When they give us all of these different packs and we gotta open them all like sequentially like that. Alchemy Horizons. I'll probably play Alchemy something sometime, you know? I've just not even... I don't know what the metagame is. If you guys know what the Alchemy metagame is, let me know down in the comments. Get down there, do the like, comment, subscribe, tell all the robots that, you know, do all the things. It really does help me out. Yesterday, my video got no views and it was a little bit sad. But I know I'm crossing my fingers and I know I'll see you guys in all of the future videos. So, hey, we're out here. We're staying positive. I really appreciate you guys being along for this ride with me. And I hope to see you guys in tomorrow's video. Talk to you then.